This thing I don't think has ever been cleaned. Bird feathers, some dog hair, some cat hair. So that's all gonna have to be replaced. That's a nice bird's nest in it. Doors rotted out, drywall seam is cracking. Holes in the tub. This bathroom's getting completely gutted as well because there's water damage. All right guys, welcome back to the remodeling of a house, start to finish. This is day 21. I've got a couple windows replaced. I got the front door replaced. Now I'm going to work on this sliding glass door today. And then I have 4 more windows to do before I can go inside and finish. Before we get started, make sure you check out our DIY group. We have lives every month. We have a Discord app where you can ask questions in all of the different categories related to a house. Make sure you check that out. It is a great community of other self-builders and now other self-GCers, and I don't think you'd be disappointed by joining. But let's go ahead and start getting into this this door here. All right guys, there's some major problems with this swap out of this door. The first one is we have this deck that is like tucked right up with the edge of the door. So this decking is in the way, 1, for me to remove the door, and 2, for me to reinstall the new door. Luckily, this deck is rotted and I'm gonna have to replace it anyway, so I'm gonna cut a bunch of this out so that I can get up to that door and get it removed. This would be a major pain if your decking was actually really in good shape and you had to replace this door. I'm not saying that bringing the decking up that close to the door isn't a good idea, because it's nice, you don't have much of a step down, but leaving it down a couple inches would have been nice as well, just so you could have removed this door if you ever had to. So I'm gonna go ahead, get a saw, cut some of those boards back and see if I can't get them removed and get this door out. All right, what I've decided to do is just take this whole railing off because it's in the way. All right, I gotta change of plans because I started taking these off and this whole board is rotted. So at minimum, these outside boards are gonna have to come off. There's a huge hole that goes back towards the house, but nonetheless, I decided to switch over to my favorite demo tool, and I'm gonna get all this railing off in a quick hurry. All right, we got this deck cut out, and deck's not in too bad a shape under here. I crawled underneath the deck and it doesn't look too bad. This flashing needs to be replaced because it's corroding in spots. You see right there, it's all corroded. So I'm not sure what happened there. So I'm just gonna replace it all. I got all the screws pulled out of it, so I'm gonna get that down. Get this door out, and I can flash that, and then depending on what I do with this deck, I'll still be able to deal with that. I kind of think I want to keep the deck if all these joists are good. I know that joist over there on the end is completely rotted out. See that it's all rotted out. So this end one, probably replace the outside ones. Like I said, I crawled underneath there. The inside ones look pretty good. And then I can get rid of all this stain color too. So I'll just replace all the outside ones and I think we'll be good. All right, I think I'm gonna take at least one of those panels of glass out. I'm just gonna junk this door. It's not in great shape, so once I do that, I can cut the flashing tape along the sides. Got that one. Need a screwdriver or something to pop those up. There we go. Just needed some brute force. Let's make sure. It's kind of hard to find the nails in these, but they're spaced every like 4 inches. Had broke off that one. You gotta do that all the way around. It takes forever. All right, this is gonna be interesting because I can't get the bottom nails out, so I'm gonna see if I can't peel this thing out of here and by leverage get the bottom ones. Uh-oh. All right, so I got this all cleaned up, and my new door is 3¼ inches thick. So I ripped some 3/4 inch subfloor at 3¼ inches wide. And the reason I'm gonna put this down here like this, so that will set my door up high enough that the decking can go under the door. Once I replace it, I'm going to use composite, obviously. So I'll put this on there. Need to cut that a little bit to get that in there. And then I will flash this with some tape so it'll come out, over, and down and over the rim board, or this ridge board here. And then I will build a sill pan out of flashing that will be put on here prior to the door being set in there. That way, if this door leaks, the water will come out and over. This wasn't near as bad as the front door, I mean, the deck's pretty bad, but this overall isn't too bad at all. I'm just gonna mark that there, go cut it. I'll get this fastened in, get this all flashed. The only downside of having to lift this up is on the inside of the door, I'm using LVP flooring, so it's not that tall. So I'll have to build some kind of trim on that side as well, which I could just use some white trim and make a 90 so it goes under the floor and then up the edge of the door. Or I could use a piece of, you know, wood trim or something. All right, so we got that done. Now we'll get some flashing and flash this, and then I'll do a sill pan. I'm gonna double up here. All right, guys, so we got this all flashed and ready to go. Now what I need to do is build a sill pan that this door can sit in. That starts back here. I'll put like a 1/2 inch or inch 90 on it, come out, down, and out. So I need to be 3 1/4 by 2. Two and 3/16. 2 and 3/16. 3 1/4, 2 and 3/16. All right, we're building a seamless sill pan. I've got this end done, so I'll show you how I do the other end. So let me double check my measurement. I want 60 inches from end to end. So I'm gonna leave an extra inch over here. And then we are going to kind of notch this right here. Okay, I actually got to cut this tab off so it bends. Just had to cut my hem off. There's no cuts there. So I'm going to take my benders and I'm just going to bend this up. And it's going to push that corner out. So I'm going to go up to a 90. So now you can see there's no cuts there. Now I'm going to crimp that together and wrap it around the side. Like I said, I'm just going to crimp this. And then bend it around the side. Seamless sill pan right there. All right, so that fits in there, comes down, out over the joist. And so now I'll put sealant under there now that I know it fits, and we can go ahead and install our door. All right, so now I'm going to plumb up this side. It's pretty good. My opening's ½ inch wider, so I just want a 1/4 inch. So I'll put this up here, flush with the edge. Right out to the edge. Perfect right there. Probably add another set. All right, we got our sliding glass door and got my super helpful helper here to lift it. And it was the wrong way. It opened to the left. We need to open to the right. Luckily, this door can be reversed. So take the screen off, take the door off, and then we take the sliding rail off. And then we can just flip this thing upside down. And the weep holes, they have a spot up top, if you can see. I don't know if you can see up in there. So we'll just take that plug out, put it in the bottom. And then I gotta do some stuff to the door to reverse it, but we're gonna carry this around, flip it over, and hopefully get it installed. All right, now you just double check my opening again. 79.5. 59.5. All right, so we're good there. This is to stop air. Actually, you just make sure that board stays on there, okay? Got it? Okay. Then at a slight angle.
This way?
Yep. Okay. So we'll get the bottoms up in there and then we'll rotate it forward, okay?
Okey-dokey.
Ready? All right, get that. Put it up against this right here. Oh shit, oh, put it on the outside. How's it look? Top need to go pretty good. Here. Whenever you're doing vinyl windows or doors, you got to make sure that you use a level because this has a bow to it. Just kind of hold this right against that. All right, so saved the day again. She helped me get this in there. Went in really, really nice. I got a nice plumb, square, level. Now we just got to reverse this door. So a lot of sliding glass doors are reversible. If they have integrated shades, they're typically not. But what I need to do is take those rollers, remove them, and put them at the bottom. And then I also have to reverse the lock. So that's what I'm going to do right now. Those little holes up there. Those are these in. They line up perfect for start. Very good. So these are the plugs. These are the plugs right here. So we'll put those up here if they'll fit. It'll be a little scuffed up because there's a screw in there. You know that one first time. Not 100% sure. I think I have to take this off, pull this out, and do a 180. So down is locked. So if you have a door, sliding door that locks up, it's probably because it got reversed at some point and no one switched the locking mechanism. All right, it says I need to perform this next part with the door standing up so something doesn't fall inside, which makes me nervous. Seems real risky. I need a screw to put through there so that thing can't fall down. I'm gonna slide that through there because I'm afraid that whole thing will shift down. Oh God. Oh shnikes. That's what they're talking about right there. This is gonna be difficult. All right, now I just need to find my other screw, which it couldn't have gone far. It has to be here somewhere. The only problem is the floor is white and it's white. All right, so the key is to put something through there to hold that whole mechanism from falling down in here, which I did. Then you also have to hold on this. I mean, you can get this out as long as you have a pin in there, it won't let it fall down. So I got that switched. So down is lock. So now we'll put that in there. This handle goes over the lock to hold it in place. In there. So there's weep holes, the corners. I took the plug out of those and plugged the top. So now we gotta slide this in. Oh, there's a million box elder bugs in here. Come on. All right. Now we'll put the door in back over on that side. Adjust the runners. Gotta wash this door, it's filthy. We just got to get this door plumb. Maybe went a hair too much. Counterclockwise lowers. Clockwise raises. All right, despite all the challenges, I got this thing in. I had to reverse the door, which some sliders you can, some you can't. So I just gotta tape it quick, and then we'll be all sealed. It's in there, it's plumb, square. All right guys, so to finish up this door installation, I need to make some new flashing. So I'm going to get this old flashing off. I'll use some weather barrier tape to put up the wall, go up the wall over the ledger board, and then I'll put some metal flashing that I already have bent right here, and then I can put all my siding back on, and then when I have time, I can replace all this decking. Probably not going to do that right now just because I need to get back inside, so let's go ahead and get this stuff off and get this siding back on. So first thing is we're going to get this tape on. It's just an added layer of protection. I'm just running out of zip tape and I'm trying to use up all of the tape I have, and this is the tape I use to, it's a flashing tape the same as zip is. I like zip a little bit better, but I use this for all my in-floor heat insulation, and it's a really good tape. So this side might be a little bit more difficult because I got to deal with the siding, but I'll do it in shorter pieces. Almost can't do this with gloves on because it sticks to my gloves. Need a new razor blade here. Run that to right there. All right, so now we have to mark all these. There we go. Boom. Then we'll start to hold. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put this piece of siding back in and then line the holes up. That way I make sure I'm going to get that bottom exactly where I want it. All right, so what I'm gonna do, since they had J-trim on the bottom of this, I'm gonna drill some holes in the bottom of this J-trim so that water, as it comes down, it doesn't have to roll out the ends. It can just go through some weep holes in the bottom. All right, I got my bottom J on, have that bottom trim piece on. So now hopefully I can start working all of these. Get this piece on, then I need to get this J-trim in here. All right, I gotta get this cut now. So we'll measure from the bottom to the top of the door, add an inch, 80, so 81. All right, so I got my J-trim on. Now I can work this siding up. I know there's a few pieces I'm gonna have to replace because they were cracked. All right, so that's gonna go up in there like so. This is gonna be a challenge. I don't know how the heck I got that last one out of there. There we go. There. This is going to be difficult since that's in there already. So I'm going to have to slide that past. And then bend it down as it comes over. Get that tucked in there. Guys, we are all done with this. You can see where there's new siding, old siding definitely needs a wash, but we have this all back together. And I have this all prepped for the deck. So kind of have an open slate here. I have enough room that I can put my decking underneath there when it's time. But this door's all done, turned out great. Siding's back up. I do have to clean some of the stain off. I have some graffiti remover that I have from Watts removal products that will take that off. So I'm gonna do that, probably leave that. There's a little hole there, but I think it'll be all right. And then we will fix this deck all up at some point. Might not be till the spring, who knows. But with all that being said, this is the end of this video. This was the end of day 22, I believe. And I just added up, I have a total of 140 hours in this remodel so far, which that is not bad. I'm hoping that I can go pick up paint either later this afternoon or first thing in the morning, and that I can paint the inside of the house tomorrow. All the drywall is done, so that's awesome. That video will be coming up soon, so we can get you updated on the inside. I have all of the flooring, I have all of the cabinets, I got the ceiling fans, I have the toilets, I have all the lighting. Everything is in the garage ready to go in this house, so make sure you guys stay tuned to this. And as always, we appreciate you watching. If you haven't already, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share with your friends, and don't stop dreaming.